in terms of our staff, I think that's the way they approach their jobs, is they want to really know what they do well, and they are actively involved with the client, and it's something you have to really be participative in. It's not a passive activity. It's not, people see accountants as sitting at their desk pounding numbers all day, and that's really like 10% of our job. It's really a small part. We do crunch numbers, but I mean the real exciting part of our job and the real exciting part of the profession is the interaction with our clients. It's pretty fast-paced just to even keep up with technology. I mean, I've been doing this for 23 years now, and I started off with, they gave me a calculator, a pencil, and a 16-column pad of paper. A lot of the young people won't even know what a 16-column pad is. That was it. And now we have, desktop computers, laptop computers, 3 screens on their desk. Calculators are kind of way off to the side now. And just all the software changes every year. I mean, we've probably add a major piece of software every year now just to keep pace. So the technology side is real, it's fast-paced, but it really has made us a lot more productive. We can probably, what used to take hours, maybe like keeping track of fixed assets could be a whole day job sometimes, and now it's just a matter of couple hours maybe just to keep track of that stuff. So it's made us a lot more productive on the nuts and bolts kind of thing. And then we can, do some more consulting and bring some really value added stuff with all that extra time that we have now. It's a great career because, you get involved in so many different kinds of businesses. So, and there's so many different kind of practice areas you can be in. I have a valuation specialty, but so I value businesses, closely held businesses for any kind of reasons, but you can be an auditor, you can be a tax person, and even within those areas there can be specialties, individual tax, corporate tax, or you can R&D tax credits. So there's, even within each of those niches, there's finer niches, and if you want to really if manufacturing is interesting to you, you can still be a CPA and work on just manufacturing clients, or if you're professional services or distribution, any kinds of number of things. And that's what's really interesting. For me is what all these other people do for a living and being able to help them. In fact, we have something called the General Services Department at our firm, and I'm the partner in charge of that group. And it's designed especially to give people new to the profession an opportunity to try the different areas. And so, they'll be in the audit rotation for one whole season, and then they'll do tax in each of those. We try to keep them in the department for 3 years, and then they'll do tax throughout that, both individual and corporate, and they'll do non-attest work too, and some of the consulting special projects too. But so we want to give them that full variety of what happens at this firm during their first 3 to 4 years, and then after that period, choose. So that way when they come into the profession, it's really hard on do I want to be a tax person or do I want to be an auditor? How do you know that if you haven't ever worked a day in the CPA profession? So we'd like to give them that chance and then make that decision 3-4 years from now when they've had experience in all those areas. So that makes them, a tax person with some audit experience is a better auditor. So it's helps us in terms of attracting people, that they know that they're going to get that variety. It helps us in retaining those people, knowing that they're not going to be put in this box and that's where they're going to have to stay. So I think, even my experience here is that before we had such a department was, we want people to do what they like. And I can remember I started out and they went out on a few audits, and I got back to the office one day and I went into the managing partner at the time and I said, Joe, I don't care if I ever see another audit work paper again in my life. And I had to go out on one more audit because I was already scheduled on that, and I haven't been in the audit field since. So I've done a lot of the consulting and some tax work, so We really try to get people to the spot they want to be. I think that what it takes to be a partner is um, curiosity, really. Um, and that'll take you a long ways no matter what point in your career you're at. Just to be interested in what makes your clients tick and maybe what keeps them up at night. And you can't help them with everything, but every once in a while you'll hear something that's, we've run into that problem someplace else and we saw how that was solved, and let me share that with you. So just a sense of curiosity, I think, really can take you a long ways. And I think that's, if I look to one thing that maybe pushed me over the edge, it was a sense of curiosity, and that, I mentioned earlier that I have valuation credentials as well. And there were two partners. I wasn't a partner at the time. There were two partners that were going to start to do some valuation work and take some classes, and I heard about that, and it sounded interesting to me. So they weren't looking for any help, and I went to them and asked them if I could be part of that, and they said, sure, come, let's go. And now out of the three of us, I'm the only one who ended up with the credentials. So, and it was a service that the client really, or that our firm really didn't offer to a really high level at that time. So it was something I was able to bring to the table and raise to the level of service that our firm could provide.